Great leader or great communicator, and poor leader or poor communicator. And why I decided to share this with you guys because on your path to success, on your path to building that empire to where you can start earning significant amount to achieve your freedom of life, freedom of choice, and become your own boss, you will need a great communication skill. And that's why in today's video, I do want to share with you guys a quick reminder and some of the top books that I would recommend. These good books that would help you to become the great master as communication and ultimately building relationship because relationship building is extremely important when it's come to making great connection and making great success. All right, so let's go through with a quick story of communication, okay, that I learned from my own personal life, and I hope that this would help you guys to learn from this as well. So back in just a few years ago, I was doing nails, and I was surrounding myself with a lot of people that do nails, great people. But one of the things that I supposed to be different than many people is I like to dress up when I do nails. One of the key things that I always telling myself is how you dress is how you show yourself to the world. And no matter how good, how bad the work that you have, you always show up 100% visually and with your appearances and with all your skill. So let me show you a quick example of how I looked before, okay? So typically, this is how I look when I go to the nail salon and doing people fingernails and so on. So one day, one of my colleagues are making a joke about me. She was telling me that, hey Justin, you are a nail tech. Why are you dressed up so fancy? Why don't you just wearing something simple, something look a little bit poor so that people can give you more tips? And for me, that hurts. And so many people will be like, oh, it's just a simple joke. Why it hurt you? Because for me, my background, I grew up with a lot of people believe like belittling me, telling me that I'm not good enough, telling me that I'm not capable. And I used to weigh 225 pounds. And this is I used to look before. But by looking like this and looking like this, it doesn't change my reality. I'm still a nail tech. And one day I came across one of my mentor quote that changed my life completely and forever is only God will look you through your heart. Human will look you through your skin to what you wear to determine whether they want to work with you or build association with you. And right now, if you're watching this, I know that you want to become an entrepreneur, a great founder in the future. And my recommendation would be dress to impress. So come back to my point here that I want to share is that joke from that girl, from my colleague back in the nail salon. It really stepped onto the things that hurt me back in the day. And many of us here, we all have a certain trauma that we have to deal with. This was right here was the lowest day of my life. There's many days where don't feel like living, to be honest. So it's not cool to crack a joke, especially in the professional world. And that's come down to communication, is to understand the other person point of views. Understand their background, or perhaps try not to make a joke until you understand someone background, someone belief system, and core values, so that you can start building relationship and try not to joke on things that could hurt the other person unintentionally. And that's why for me, when it's come to a professional setting, we always want to keep things professional until you get to know someone personally after, let's say, 4 to 5 times meeting with them in person. have a small conversation, deep conversation. That's when you know what are the fine line that you can go on and about. But the best thing possible is, yes, life is hard sometimes. Sometimes we all want to crack a joke. That's why you go to a comedy club. If you want to crack a joke, people in there love to crack a joke. But in the professional world, keep it professional. Because how you dress, how you communicate would directly impact you as a leader. And this would also impacting your team as well. Because if you understand that one day when you become a great leader, you would have to speak to so many different people from so many different backgrounds. Same with your team. So always listen before you respond, and try not to jump into conclusion or making a joke with the pre-assumption that people are cool with it. People say sometimes they say they're cool, it doesn't mean they will be. So it's only you can make or break a relationship based on your own words, okay? Whatever come out of your mouth, have a filter. You can only be non-filter when it's come to people that already understand you. Other than that, keep things professionally. And that's how you make it a great communicator. So now I'm going to show you some of the great books to read so that you can become the best as communicator, okay? One of the best books that I would recommend is How to Win Friends and Influence People. And if you have any great book recommendation about communication effectively and how to win people's heart, I would love to learn about it as well. So you can drop that in the chat of this video so that we can all cultivate and learning from one another. So this is one of the very first book that I read from, I believe, when I was 10 years old or maybe 8. I came across this book because my dad loved reading, and I just picked up one of this book. But this would help you to become great at leadership, great at communicating to people, because one thing that can tell you is if you are in business, you would have to work with people. So if you can communicate, if you can be a great leader through action and through your words, I promise you, you will make a lot of great impact in the world, and ultimately, you will make a lot of money as well. So another thing that I want you to communicate is I like to watch a lot of TED Talks. TED Talk. Many of these people are great communicator, and many of us here, you guys would have different style of communication. So the best bet that I would share with you is learn from these great minds. Look at how they communicate and pick one that you are aligning the most with, because these people stand on this stage for a reason. They're good, they're smart with people. So pick one style that you work with the most and study them. Find out who they learn from so that you can start to become like them. And the last one, that communication master that I learned, is Bin Zhang. I love this dude. I love this teacher. He's a great communicator, and you can learn a lot from him. He liked to crack joke, yes, but he cracked the joke very professionally to where it inspired people and it helped grow people. There you go. Hope you guys learn from today learnings. And again, just to recap, communicator is key for any great leader. And the more you learn, the more you will earn. And to earn is through communication. And as long as you're in business, you would have to work with people and you would have to communicate. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure that you subscribe, follow this follow me, subscribe, and comment in the chat what are good communication books that you have learned, and what are the few story that you came across, or even your own story, that allow you to learn more about why communication is so important. Just like my story, I do have more amazing story that I even feel so ashamed and embarrassed to even share, because I learned, we all learning, we all make mistake, but through mistake that we learn how to communicate better. Okay, be 1% better every single day, and continuously taking on constructive criticism so that you can become great at the thing that you do and being great as a communicator. 1% more every single day, 1% more every day. See you guys in the next video.